Hello, everyone. I am back after about a 3-month break from my GLP-1. I have restarted. I am on a GLP-1 known as Tirzepatide. If you watched my previous video, you would know that in June I miscarried and lost my pregnancy. And now I am restarting my weight loss journey. I restarted my GLP-1 on June 21st, and I started at the lowest dose, which is 2.5 milligrams. When I talked with my doctor about restarting a GLP-1, he laid out a little plan for how I should up my dose, and he actually suggested that I go up in dose pretty quickly, about 2 weeks on the 2.5 milligrams, and then another 2 to 3 weeks on 5 milligrams, and then I could go back up to 7.5 milligrams. I have not done it that way, but he did say that if I felt like I could handle a dose for longer, then I could stay on it for longer. So I'm going with that. The day I restarted my GLP-1 on June 21st, I weighed in at 248 pounds. I stayed on the 2.5 milligram dose, the lowest dose, for 4 weeks, and then I upped it to 3.75, halfway between the lowest dose and the next dose. The doctor did recommend to stay on the lowest dose for 2 weeks, and I stayed on it for 4. I was feeling pretty good, and I was still losing weight. On July 19th, I upped my dose to 3.75. Even though I just went up a little increment, for my units, it went from 10 units to 15 units, so not a lot. I still had some side effects. I just have to laugh because I think that is just so funny. Like, not terrible side effects, just kind of annoying. I had sulfur burps, rotten egg burps. You know, it tastes and smells like rotten egg, so it's not fun, but it's not painful. But one of the days I did have some pretty bad explosive diarrhea. That was the day that we went to get our male cat fixed that day. And so we had to drop him off, and then we could come pick him up when he was done. But we live in the country, and we had to drive about 40 to 45 minutes away from home. And so we had to just stay there in town to wait for him so we could pick him up. And that was the day that I had such toilet issues, which was not fun. Not fun. I mean, it's bad enough when you're in the comfort of your own home, but when you are going from store to store, place to place, and especially a place that you're not super familiar with, it wasn't the most fun that I've ever had. I took my second dose at the 3.75 milligrams yesterday, so I have yet to see if I will have any side effects this week. The end of my dosing week is a bit rough for me. I have a lot more food noise and a lot more hunger, but I do have to say, after experiencing the ultra intense hunger that I had while I was pregnant, this hunger to me is now just kind of like, meh, like it's okay. I can hold off, I can wait. So this time it's a lot easier for me to say no because I know that I'm not that hungry. I know how bad it can be. So it's a lot easier now for me to say I can wait, or I'm not going to eat this food, or I'm not eating this much. It's a lot easier now to say no. Most of my hunger comes at the end of my dosing week, but I have had some hunger at the beginning of my dosing week. I think it's just like it just needs some time to just kind of gel. I don't know. I know that's not proper medical terminology, but it just needs some time in my body to be like, oh yeah, this is what's happening. Okay, we have to talk about food. I have been so bad with my diet. My foods have been kind of horrible choices, but it's not entirely my fault. It's not like entirely on purpose. My husband's family visited over Independence Day, and they didn't eat with us as much as I thought they were going to. and we had bought all this food, and now we were just kind of left with it after they left. So we have been trying to eat it down, and it's yummy food, but it's not food that's on my diet. It's mostly bread that we've had to use up, and I love bread. That's probably my main weakness is bread, and we've had a lot of it that we've had to use up. We still have some that we have to use, but it's okay now. Like it's way more manageable than it was. So even though I've been eating foods that aren't on my diet, I don't feel like I have been overdoing it. I've been to the point where I've been full, but not to the point where I've been stuffed. So my plan is to eat more protein. I want to focus on more protein and having more vegetables and fruits, kind of doing more of a keto/ketovore kind of a diet. I don't plan on being overly restrictive because I want to have it like a normal, doable kind of diet so that I can have this for the long term. My light just died. I had to plug it in. Where was I? Okay. So I know that food is where you lose the weight, where you lose the fat, but working out, exercise, is where you build the muscle and get more toned. And I have done really well on my workouts recently, which is a new thing for me. I have never liked working out, and now I'm looking forward to it in a way that I never have before. Even on a GLP-1, when I've been like, okay, like it's okay, like I can work out. Now I feel like excited. I want to work out. It's wild to me. I don't understand it. So 2 weeks ago, I decided that I was ready to start working out again after a miscarriage. And it was kind of weird timing because the day that I was like, yeah, this is it. We're going to work out today, and work out the rest of the week. That was the day that I started my period. So it wasn't the best of timing, but I got through it. And I was able to do my workouts and do really, really well on them. I did work out 6 days that week. And last week I worked out 4 days. This week I plan to work out 5 days. So here are the things that I have been doing or that I will be doing. My husband and I have a summer pass to the city pool, and we go swimming there. We like to go during lap swim because that's where we get the most exercise, and it's not as crowded there at the pool. When it's open swim and everybody can come and swim, you can't work out. I haven't found a way to necessarily work out unless if you can find a wall and do some water aerobics, which is fun, but it's a lot better during lap swim. So swimming 2 to 3 times a week, and I'm hoping to go at least 2 times this week to go swimming. I've been doing weights. I don't lift very heavy right now. I think my weights that I've been using most are 6 pounds, and sometimes I switch between my 6 pounds and my 10-pound weights. I like to follow along to a video right now. I know I've talked about them before on my channel. It's another YouTube channel called Mr. and Mrs. Muscles. I love, love, love their videos, and they're not beyond what I can do, and it's also not beyond the timing that I can do. It's not like this whole hour-long workout. It's about 20 minutes long, and it's lifting weights. It does an entire set, different moves, different parts of the body to work, and then you get a little break, and then you repeat that set again, which I like a repeatable video because if I didn't do well the first time around, then I can do it again and improve it and do better. And if I didn't like the weights that I was using that first time around, then I can use the different weights. The videos that I follow along to, they are a full body dumbbell 20-minute workout. They're so fun. After I do my weights, then I like to get onto the treadmill and I walk for anywhere from 15 minutes to half an hour. And I like to bump my speed up and go a little bit faster. I do have it on a little bit of an incline. I think it's like 3 inches. But my treadmill is the kind where you manually adjust it. So it's not a push of a button kind of incline. It's just, you have to flip these things and then you can have it inclined or declined, flat, whatever it is. And I always keep it inclined. So it's always like a 3-inch incline, which is not a lot, but it is something. It's kind of dumb, but on the treadmill, I struggle with balance. And I always have to grab on to the bars. And if I'm looking ahead, straight ahead, I can kind of let go and just walk on the treadmill, just like a normal walk. But if I look anywhere else, I lose my balance. I have to grab on. And so I have been working on just getting my balance on the treadmill. I also got a pair of shoes that I use just on the treadmill, and that makes it totally different, a totally different experience to be on the treadmill with shoes on, because I just feel like so clunky and my feet are just huge on the treadmill. So that adds a different aspect to it where I have to really take care of where I put my feet. But I also want to start jogging on the treadmill. I've been nervous to try that for a few different reasons, but one of them is because at a heavier weight, jogging on a treadmill can be maybe a little destructive to the treadmill and maybe to items in the house that shake. So I've been a little hesitant to do that, but now I feel like I am able to handle that better, and the treadmill can handle me better. I've never been into jogging or running. I have long disdained all kinds of that, but I have wanted to want to. So this is me wanting to now. I want to get into jogging, and that will lead to running. I'm not going to start out as a runner, but I would like to jog and start building up that kind of muscle, that kind of cardio. Cardio is kind of rough for me. So the treadmill is helping right now while it's super hot outside, and it will help while it's super cool inside. But I would like to eventually move it outside where I can go outside and maybe eventually do some weighted vest running, something like that. I'm just trying to improve and expand my horizons a little bit. After I finish on the treadmill, then I get onto my vibration plate, which I know that I've talked about in a few previous videos, but in case you don't know, it's just this platform thing that you get on and it shakes you, and it's helpful for balance. It's helpful for your muscles. It works different parts of your muscles, but it also helps so that your muscles won't be sore after a workout, or if you have sore muscles, then it can help with that as well. I have played around a little bit with a yoga ball as well, but the yoga ball that I have is a little bit too large for what I need. I need like a 55, is it centimeter? Something. It's not inches. 55 centimeter, I believe. And I have a 75. So it's a little bit too large for my height, but I have played around with it a little bit, and wow, it's a workout. And I have to apologize. I know that in one of my previous videos, I asked if you guys would like to see the workouts that I do, and I had some positive feedback on that. I did record a full video of my workout that I do. I did not like it. I didn't like the video. I didn't like the angle. I didn't like how I looked. I was just very uncomfortable with it. I felt like it was kind of low quality, so I never posted it, and I never even went and tried to edit it at all. So I think I will just save that content for maybe comparison, because I am getting stronger and I am getting a little bit better at my workouts as well. So let me know if you would like to see my new workouts that I like to do, and maybe I can do a little bit of a side-by-side comparison. That might be stretching my capabilities as a video editor, but I will try. Okay, I know that you guys might be curious about what I am currently weighing. I do have my goal board behind me, and I'll just bring you over to it. So I last left you guys off at me weighing just under 240 pounds. This morning when I woke up, I weighed in at 239.6 pounds. That was not intentional. I did not mean to restart my videos at the same weight as I left off, but that's where we are. That's what has happened. So maybe tomorrow I will weigh lower than 239 and I can take off a sticky note, but today is not that day. Also, I don't know if you can see this, but something happened to my poor board and it has got some battle wounds, and I'm not going to replace it. I'm just going to keep it because I put a lot of work into this board. So I'm sorry if you are a perfectionist like I tend towards, but this is what we've got. Okay, I'm kind of hiding behind the board on purpose because I want to do a body update with you guys. I don't know that I look a lot different than I did in my last body update that I did, but we'll do one anyway. Okay, here I am. I feel like I have changed a bit of body composition wise, and I'll just show you. I'll just walk you through what I feel like I have changed. I don't know if you guys can see any difference. I know from my first video that I ever did a body update, I know that there is quite a difference, but I see a lot of difference here in my chest, clavicle area, whatever you call this part. My lower belly, which is probably the part that I'm most insecure about on my body, it does not stick out quite as much as it did before. It's wild to me. When I sit down, I'm like, okay, where did it go? Because it used to, I'd sit down and it would just stick out pretty far, and now it doesn't stick out as far. It's really nice. I'm really liking that. And then I've lately been seeing a lot of difference in my legs, or I don't know if I've been seeing it versus feeling it, because I can feel it, especially when I wake up in the morning. I feel it like right here on me, and then hips. I've been feeling that as well, especially when I get on the vibration plate. That will tell you where your fat is. It will jiggle it about and make it known. So I've been feeling it here at the hips, and then my tushy is, okay, sorry, I've got chapstick. My tushy is more round, and I think that is from my exercising. My booty has always been more flat, like where are you kind of a booty, but it's kind of peeking out now and making itself known. Coming up soon in the next few days, I am going to take my measurements and see what kind of changes has happened in my body. I'm not super optimistic that I will see a lot of changes from the last time that I took my measurements, but I'm hoping. I can hope. I'm not optimistic, but I'm hopeful. I'm not sure if those go together, but it is what it is. Oh, and maybe I've seen a little bit of difference right here. I don't know. I'm sure that it has changed. I just can't see it, and I can't really feel it, but it probably has changed. So that's it for my video today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking this shot at life with me, and I will see you next time.